Got water there.
We're live? Okay. Okay. We're going to be starting in just a moment. We're just kind of prepping. We're going to try and go right at 2 o'clock.
Got to have water in the reservoirs, though.
Oh, tough. Last minute prep. Last minute prep. But look at all this beautiful stainless, right? So we'll be brewing. We're going to brew some shots. We're going to take a look at all the full line of ECM machines, grinders, and accessories. Some of our favorite machines.
Okay.
You guys getting it back there? No? Might have to refresh or something? I don't know. Okay. We had 2? Okay. All right, hey, it's Mark and Todd. We're here from Whole Latte Love. It is National Coffee Day, and we set up a bunch of beautiful stainless back here, right? All ECM products. We have single boiler, heat exchanger.
Double boiler.
The dual boiler Synchronicas. Also some ECM grinders, a bunch of accessories. We're going to go through all the machines. We even have some over here that like cutaway machines, so we can see actually how the machines work. So a little behind ECM, these are designed in Germany and built in Italy for the most part, just about all of it.
Yep. Outside of Milan.
And very, ECM is really known for high-end design and exceptional craftsmanship. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but I think, so what we're going to do is we'll work our way up, right? We'll start with like Casa 5, which is a single boiler machine. We'll look at some heat exchangers and then up to the dual boiler, right?
Yeah.
So let's get into the Casa 5. It's a newer machine from ECM.
So I'm more of a technical type of guy, so I'll probably get more technical stuff as we go. And I guess if you have some questions as we go, we got some people monitoring that.
Yes.
It goes through quickly, but hopefully if they see a good question, they'll ask us.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Let's mention who that is. We got Sarah behind the camera and Taylor's monitoring the feed for your questions, so please ask away. But let's get into the... Awesome. Thank you, Taylor. Let's get into the Casa 5. Newer machine from ECM, single boiler.
Yep, it's a great little machine. All stainless steel, the buttons, high quality buttons. And one thing you notice on all the ECM machines, they have this really beautiful handle. It's a balanced handle, it's stainless steel, fits really well in your hand. So you see that right from the lowest end, which is not low end, all the way up to the highest end.
And lots of quality touch. We sometimes compare this machine to like maybe a Sylvia. And it's a Sylvia where it's been around for an awful long time.
Right.
This has been...
But this, I don't want to be too opinionated, but it does take you to school. The steam wand, it's a beautiful steam wand, the polished stainless steel, and the finish on the machine. I mean, just really nice drip trays in here. The way the whole thing is done, all stainless steel.
That's one thing I always look at for craftsmanship on machines is, you take a look at the drip trays, the internal seams and welds on those, and how well they're really put together. In ECM, they don't cut corners on their machines.
Nope,
they
not
really
at all. Stainless steel, all through here is stainless steel. So very high end. And it just so happens we have a, you got that?
Yeah, there you go.
Over here, let's walk this way.
Walk this way.
Here's the inside, right around here. Here's the inside of one. So we got your vibration pump down here. Same mounts they use on the other machines. This is very quiet with the rubber here, but these are a little harder plastic. The OPV overpressure valve here, you can actually adjust this from the top of the machine, which we'll show you when we get to the sealed one. Brass boiler and three-way solenoid valve here. Very high quality valve. You can see big brass valve. And the way this whole thing is put together is top notch. This is commercial grade inside single boiler machine.
And this has one thing that we like about that. You can actually get at the OPV adjustment, right? From the top of the machine.
Take a look over here.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of show you on the put together machine. So with that screw there. And on the front of the machine, down in front here, we have a pressure gauge. So you can see your brew pressure there, and you can make adjustments with this knob up here. So if for some reason it gets off killywampus, you can set it in, but it probably won't happen. Or if you just want to play with it, and probably a little higher brew pressure, There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Some
and
people,
we'll pull some
recommend
shots in that in a minute,
Sure.
maybe. But moving on down the line.
Hey, Classica PID. Very streamlined machine, single boiler machine, PID temperature control, so that you get very accurate temperature control. And the E61 brew group, which is what you see on all these here. E61 has a thermal siphon on it, so the hot water from the boiler circulates through it to keep it hot all the time. That way you can have the brew group removed from the boiler, but it still gets hot. It's not magic. It's just circulating water.
But that temperature consistency, very key to pulling nice shots of espresso.
Definitely. And now, just for the fun of it, of course, we're going to look inside.
Todd always wanting to go inside.
I want to go inside. Okay, can you reach up in there, Sarah?
Got it.
Stainless steel boiler, same OPV as the other one. Everything really neat, well made. So,
Very nice.
Yep, we're a big fan of this one here.
Beautiful.
Well, we're kind of a big fan of ECM in particular. We're very lucky and very fortunate to have this brand, and we love it. Okay. Yep.
We'll put that back in there. Yeah. There we go.
Close enough for government work.
Okay.
Okay, this is the Technica 4 Profi. This has a rotary pump, single boiler, horizontal boiler, stainless steel boiler, 2.1 liter. Am I talking too fast?
No, no.
Okay, good.
It's a heat exchange.
Heat exchanger machine, yep.
So you can, on this machine, you can brew and steam at the same time. So, and all the rest on up the line, you'll be able to do that. The single boilers, no.
No, so once you get, we'll go back just for a minute. Once you're done brewing and you want to steam, got to hit this switch here. Well, we'll do it on this one because this is hit that switch there. Now that boiler is heating up to steam temperature, so it has to operate at 2 different temperatures. After a while, it'll heat up, and when you're ready, you can steam. But when you're done steaming, you have to cool it back down to brew temperature.
Right.
It takes a little bit of an effort, but it's not that bad.
So the trade-off really, I mean, these cost
It'll go all the way
less
through.
than
Yep.
than the other machines. But you can't brew and steam at the same time, so you
Yeah.
can't make drinks as quickly.
Yeah, but if you just want to make really good coffee, really good espresso, you don't need to go up to these more expensive machines. Get something like a Classica PID, will be incredible, and this will still be really good.
But,
I think
I mean,
that's the way to put it.
you can still do milk drinks, and you still can do latte art froth quality on
no
these,
question.
no problem. Just takes a little bit more time. So you don't want to serve like a bunch of lattes off of one of these. You'd probably want to move up to a
Yeah, if you
heat
need to
exchanger.
crank them out for you doing 1 or 2 in the morning, they're fine.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But if you're going to have a party, come on over here.
We're now into the party zone of machines. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you got the steam pressure gauge and a brew pressure gauge on here. That tells you your boiler pressure inside for your steaming, and this is your brew pressure. Okay.
We got a question from the audience. They want to know if they're able to purchase the gaskets as opposed to fix the machine at home.
Okay, so
Parts.
somebody's asking if they could buy parts to fix the machine at home. Yeah, we got everything.
We got all the parts.
We got thousands and thousands of parts. Just get hold of the tech support people. And
Yeah.
if you don't know the part number, they'll get you out a diagram. And then
Yeah.
you let us know what part numbers you need. We got them.
Yep.
And if from crazy reason we don't have it, we'll find one. Get
We
here quickly.
do our best.
Yes.
So, and this machine is, let's just talk about I don't know if we got the name of this one.
Technica 4 Profi.
Oh, you did say
Yeah.
that, yes.
So, well, it's basically that one. Oh, no, more stuff.
Yeah.
Inside here, we're really nice about the Profi line of these machines and some of the other ones. If you want to hook to a water line, push the switch here. Now it bypasses the water reservoir electronically, so you don't have to have water in the reservoir, and you can operate the machine. And then you can hook it up to a water line if you'd like.
And going to a water line, once you go to a water line, to a plumbed-in machine, you're not going to want to go back to a reservoir.
No.
So there's nothing like just you turn the machine on, you come, you're ready to go. You don't have to be filling the reservoir all the time, worrying if you're going to run out of water. It's always there. Oh, and you're gonna grab.
Now we're talking about water lines.
Yeah, you might as well get that in.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you're going to hook a water line, get a water filtration system. They're not a lot of money. We stock the BWT. We were recommended this by some really high-end manufacturers, and so we're starting to stock. We have been stocking it.
Yeah.
Very good water filter. You get a pressure regulator on the inlet side if you want to control that. And you get a flow meter here.
So you know when to change out the filter.
Yep.
And it's adjustable. And with using this filter properly, you eliminate the need to descale. They're
Yep.
very, so they have a 5-stage filtration process. They do the carbon filtration, gets rid of your chlorine. Then it does a unique and BWT patented ion exchange technology to remove calcium, replace with magnesium, and the proper level so that you're going to get good tasting coffee from that mineral level, but you're not going to cause scale.
Yeah, we have a great service department, but I'm sure you don't want to have to utilize their facility, so please think about your water.
Yeah, if you're going to go to a plumbed-in machine, you really want to get a water filter. Makes life just, no worries, very easy. And you know what? Another thing that we should really point out on the ECM machines is just also the quality of the components, the extra touches. I mean, you mentioned the Portafilter handle, but even on the E61s, you get these little extra touches in here, like this nut here that you don't see on a lot of machines, so that's custom.
It's custom for them. The cap here is custom for them.
And the quality of, ouch, I burned myself because that turbo siphon's gone.
Yeah, look out for that.
Yeah. And also the quality of the valves.
Yes.
These are all, so when you get up into this end of the ECM line, they're all the sprung valves, so they're very low wear.
So you may say to yourself, what's a sprung valve?
Yeah.
And say, well, let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a look because we have the machine open over here.
Okay, so kind of look at the movement here. This spring here, when you push this down, it opens that right up there. See, so steam comes through, sorry about my terrible fingers here, around there and then into here. So it's a spring that's holding it closed. It's not like taking a valve and cranking it down tight. So your valve seat will last a lot longer.
Yeah. Over time, cranking a non-sprung valve down, you're going to wear down the seal and have to replace that. You're going to end up with leaks.
And the good thing, if you have to take these off, this comes off here, and you can take this out, and replacing that seal is easy. There's really nothing to it.
Right. Oh, and just while we're here, since we're talking about the heat exchange machines, this is what a heat exchange boiler looks like. So tell us how that works, Todd.
Yeah, first of all, isn't this thing cool?
Yeah.
We got some awesome toys. Okay, get my head in the way here. So what we got is the hot water. Here's the heat. Well, here's your main boiler, and here's the heat exchanger. So the water that goes to the brew group never comes in contact with the water in the boiler. So your water level is right about here. It heats the water in the heat exchanger, so it comes through here, gets hot, then comes out to the brew group. So the two never touch. And the thermal siphon system, the way that works is hot water rises through here, through this tube, into the back of the brew group. Out, there's a lower tube there, and then back down to the bottom of the brew group over here, or bottom of the boiler, and it just circulates like that.
And this is a stainless boiler.
Correct. Yep.
Stainless steel.
Yep. It kind of turns out the way that they've done this is the machines that have the rotary pumps have the stainless boilers. And so this machine here is actually the same thing as this machine. We just took it apart and cut it up. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Okay, moving on down the line.
Yes, I know we're jumping around, but you did mention something over here I wanted to point out. You talked about the finish.
Yes.
So take a look at the way these drip trays are done too.
Oh yeah, I can see myself.
Yes. Now everybody else can see it. Say hi, Sarah.
But we really pay attention to the edge work, and I mean there's water in there. But what you'll notice in a lot of other manufacturers, the little seams in here are not polished. You'll see like raw welds in some of them. These are all highly polished and very nice, and are going to look great for a really long time.
Yep. Okay, another fun fact is the frame for this goes all the way through. Well, I should show it over here, not in this one, because this is pretty crucial. Notice how the frame is one piece all the way through like this. That means if you do have, we ship it to you, it's going to survive. But on this way there, even the UPS Gorilla probably won't kill this. And if some crazy reason you ever have to ship it back, it's a lot. It's dangerous. Things are heavy. They can get smashed. You got to pack carefully. But these survive. They do really well. So that's another really nice thing we like about this brand.
That one-piece frame, because a lot of times the framing for the drip tray is just kind of welded on, spot welded on a couple times, and they break pretty easily.
Yeah, all kinds of different ways to do it. Okay, the Electronica 2 Profi. Same as this machine, except you can program how much coffee it's going to dispense. So these 4 buttons are programmable here. I can say that. Programmable. And then this is your manual button. So you can start and stop the pump with this one, and you can program those to brew any amount of coffee you want. And it has an automatic batch flush cycle, which, you got any cafesa here?
Yeah.
And maybe later we can do a little back flushing if we run out of
Yeah.
things to talk about. So that's an automatic batch flush cycle on that. Other than that, it's the same machine as this. I'm sorry, one more thing. This has a 3-way solenoid valve. You notice it doesn't have the handle for brewing like this one does?
Because we have buttons.
Yep, so we got buttons. So this is a manual valve, so when you lower it, it opens the path from the brew group down into the drip tray. With this one, it's an electronic valve called the solenoid valve, which is hidden right behind there.
And one other slight difference, I'm pretty sure we got the right portafilter in here, but this one also has the angled portafilter. And I don't know if you can see the difference here. Oh, well, that's the blind.
Yeah, we kind of got them all mixed up now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But so ECM on different machines, you may have you can see how on this portafilter, to get it to sit flat like that. And this one, it's horizontal to the surface
level.
because it's level to the surface, yes, without doing that. So that, I always like the angle. I think it goes in a little nicer. You know, it's easier to get in, easier to tamp, really.
I concur.
What size portafilters are those?
They're,
Yeah, so we had somebody ask what size portafilter they are on the ECMs. They're all 58 millimeter, all of them, on all the machines.
yeah. Now, ECM branded products. Are they gonna write me a check for that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably
Anyways,
not.
they got this really cool tamping station here that fits in there really nice. So we like that.
Yes.
So if you have a really nice countertop and you don't want to mess it up, even if you got a not so nice countertop and you don't want to mess it up,
Yeah, and the details, like it's got they love O-rings.
They love O-rings.
And there's one on the bottom to, not, so you don't mar the
yeah.
countertop.
And they got the O-ring up here.
Yeah,
And the grinder and their hoppers, they got O-rings, but they're nice.
they are nice.
They are
It's
nice.
a nice touch.
Yep.
It's a nice touch.
And well, I guess we're just going down the line.
Yeah,
Knockbox. Nice soft rubber feet in the bottom. Nice sized. We like it.
and the,
good stuff.
the logo. So should we go, we'll get into the grinders in a minute, but let's talk about our favorite probably dual boiler machine over here, the
Synchronica.
Synchronic.
Yep.
She's a beauty.
Yeah. Dual boiler, dual PIDs, both are stainless steel boilers. This is the top of the line machine for sure. This,
Go over the prices of the accessories that you just showed.
I don't know the prices. I'm kind of a tech guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize, but
They're all at wholelatelove.com.
Sorry about that. So what's really cool about this machine is notice display is you may have seen other PID machines, but they have I don't know what you call them, brighter displays or
Yeah.
But it blends in with the machine, so aesthetics is very good. And you can mark, I believe, we could even turn the display off, so you barely even see it.
If you don't like seeing the digital numbers, you can turn that right off so you don't see them. What it's doing here now is showing us, so that's the brew boiler temperature, what we're going to get at the brew group. That's the steam boiler temperature. That's adjustable. And also, there's nothing in here, but we'll show you, it also has a shot timer in there, which we really like a lot. That makes it really handy to get, dialed in a little bit easier to know how fast your shots are coming.
And on this machine, you notice the powder-coated frame on this.
Yeah.
Got a really nice accent. This is really full.
You know what? Here, you talk about that. I'll go empty the drip tray
Thank you
here.
very much. Okay, inside here, we have two switches. If you don't want to use the steam boiler, you're just going to be brewing, you can hit this switch, that'll turn off the steam boiler. This switch here will switch between water line and then reservoir. So if you want to take that out. Now, hooking to a reservoir is actually very easy. And the machine also comes, if you're going to use a drain line, you can bolt this onto here.
And the drip tray, there's a drip tray I just
comes out.
emptied. If we had it actually, we take this right out of here, flows down into there, and
Then
then
you hook your water drain line right onto there.
yeah. And if you're going to plumb in a machine, you should probably hook in a drain line.
Definitely.
Another thing that makes
Yes.
life really easy if you're using them a lot.
Yeah, well, you don't want to take a chance of overflowing it because you have an endless supply of water. So that's important. So that's
But
it.
this is, this was kind of a unique thing that came out, this one-piece frame here that goes all the way back. And also this, beyond just being a very nice machine, it's super, super easy to get inside this machine if that's something you want to do. It's four bolts.
I'm going to get some more toys while you're talking
Yeah.
about that.
4 bolts, and all the sides just come right off. Very, very nice. Also, they add the touches, like you can see here where the drip tray goes on. There's a stainless rail here so that you're not going to scratch stuff up and get any sort of corrosion or rust with that. And again, the detail on the work around here. You know, a lot of machines, they look really pretty from a distance, and you get up a little closer, and you start to see maybe where some corners were cut in their construction. And on the ECM machines, you get up close, and they look just as pretty as they did from far away.
Mark, we've got a question.
Sure, we got a question.
Someone has a Synchronic, and recently the hot water wand has loosened and doesn't want to stay where he set it.
Okay.
It could be dangerous. Is there an adjustment I can make to tighten the wand?
Yes, there is.
So the question is, can you, if your hot water wand were to get a little loose and not stay like, this one's staying right in place, that if this got a little loose, can you adjust that?
Yeah, you can take,
And Todd, I'm going to have you explain that.
okay. Oh, hello.
Todd's overplaying.
I just want to open up another toy so you get to see inside. Yeah, you can undo the nut that holds the wand down there, and there's a spring in there. You should be able to stretch that out a little bit, put a little more tension on it. If you mean that the wand is not staying up,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe that's what
Yep.
we're talking about. Yep.
that should take care of that. That's a pretty rare problem.
Pretty
That
rare,
should take
yeah.
care. I would, my email is todd@wholelattelove.com. Give it a try. Any issues, just contact me directly. That way, I'll make contact with you, and we'll make sure you get all set up. Okay.
The other, so now we're inside a Synchronica.
Yeah, this is inside Synchronic. So some of the parts have been scavenged because I've been playing a little bit. But here's what it looks like inside that machine we were just looking at. So we have, here's your boilers. Stainless steel boilers. Super high quality OPV RPM motor here, which is a commercial motor. And you can see the way it's laid out. It's just beautiful. They've done a great job. And if we have a video done of another machine, a Pro 800, very similar, or I'm sorry, Pro 700 inside, you'll be able to see me in that one maybe that this whole thing comes apart really easily. If for some crazy reason you ever have a problem, take a couple things off, you can send a boiler in to get it serviced. We can send you parts and pieces. We'll walk you through any issues you have. So that's one of the most important things I think we have is a tech support. So if you do have a problem, we can take care of you. That's crucial.
And I mentioned earlier how a lot of machines look kind of nice from a distance. You get up close, you start to see things that maybe where some corners are cut. One thing when we go inside ECM machines, they're really, really well designed inside. And some little touches that we see about that are like, so all the electronics here are shielded. They're out of the way of any moisture. Internally, there's no venting of any moisture internally in these machines, which you sometimes see, the vacuum reliefs.
Vacuum relief valve hooked up down by the drip tray.
Also, a lot of machines, they'll use a lot of solenoid valves inside, which, it's not a big deal, but if you have 3, 4, 5, every one, that's a point where some scale can build up, you're gonna have a failure. And for instance, we really like the mechanical valves. We switched this to use it from plumbing because they're just way more reliable. And that's the kind of thought that goes into the design of these machines.
You got to know when to keep it simple and when to
Yes.
go complex.
Yes, simple and elegant. So,
Okay.
so where do we want to go next? We want to take a quick look at the grinders, maybe grind some coffee and pull some shots
Sure, why
and
not?
steam some milk.
Yeah.
So, right next, and looking very pretty, I must say,
Yep.
next to the Synchronica, this is the Titan.
Titan V64 grinder.
Titan V64, so 64 millimeter burrs, titanium
Coated.
coated burrs, so they're going to last about twice as long as your average burr. I mean, using a grinder like this at home, unless you're, doing shot after shot all day long and really freaking out on the caffeine, those burrs, you will never, ever have to replace them.
Hey, Mark,
Yes,
can you
another question.
use machines in a commercial setting, like a coffee shop or a cafe?
Yeah, so the question was, can you use these machines in a coffee shop or a cafe, a commercial setting? You can use them, all depends on what you're gonna have to do. I mean, if it's like a deli and you're gonna have to do 1 or 2, that's fine. If you have a line, that's not gonna hold up for a line. That's not what it's
Yeah.
built for.
Yeah, but we do have a machine back there.
Yes.
that, like a multi-group machine that's more, so if you're very, very busy, if you're kind of lower volume, you may be able to get away with one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for the question. But so back to this grinder. You can see so the PID display here, it uses the same sort of display for programming. Kind of unique again. It's got a worm gear that adjusts, and what I found is that this is much more precise. So you can make smaller. You'll be used to grinders that have that twist collar on them. And especially when they get gummed up with a little bit of coffee, they get a little jumpy and what have you. This is extremely precise. It has the dosing funnel, and we're going to grind in a minute, which I like because it gives you a nice, fluffy, even distribution in the portafilter. Helps prevent the channeling when you're pulling shots.
We've got some more questions.
We'll take a question. So we got questions coming in. Yeah?
So the first is someone said they have a Profitec Pro 700 and it looks almost exactly as the same as the ECM Synchronica. And his question is, are these two brands built by the same company?
Well, ECM and Profitec are sister companies, I guess you would call them.
Yeah.
So they're owned by the same people, and they have 2 different brands. So they build 2 different machines so they can fit into the marketplace in a different way.
But internally, the 700 and the Synchronic are very similar. What you're going to find is a lot more detail on the Synchronic in the finish.
Yeah, it's their top of the line.
And also you get things like with the Synchronic, it comes with, one of their nice logo etched tampers and some other things like that.
Yep. It's got different steam valves on them.
Yep.
Instead of having the knobs, you've got these here, which a lot of people like these. I do too. I'm
Yep.
one of them. I guess we got another question. Why don't you get the question? I'll talk about
Yeah.
the grinder here. So while he's worried about that, other things on this machine. So you can program it for singles or double shots dispensing on this. So if you want a single, you just push it once. If you want to do a double, you push it twice. And if you want to stop it, you just push it again. If you want to do a manual, you just push and hold. Like that. And it looks pretty nice. We have this dialed in. This coffee we're using today happens to be Lavazza Top Class. A lot of people like this because it makes a really nice latte.
So the question was, Taylor, I believe, if I'm going to be away 4 to 5 weeks, should I leave the portafilter in the machine? I'm going to suggest no, because you're putting pressure on that gasket that's in the group, and you're going to eventually wear that down. So there's really no need to leave it in there. Now, of course, when your machine's on and before you're going to use it, you want that portafilter in there so that you're heating the mass of the metal that's in there, and you'll get much better shots if your portafilter is preheated. So we're going to pull a couple shots on the Synchronic.
Yeah, we'll try and do a little latte art live, which is always scary to do. Oops. Normally I would like to steam first, or at the same time, depends. Looks good. We got the shot timer going down there. That's kind of nice when you're brewing. If you want to go by shot time, you can look over and see that. Whoop. Oh, I just ruined the milk.
How are you making out?
Not so good. It's not gonna be a good one live. Sorry, guys.
We'll give you another chance.
That's okay. Yeah, it'll work.
Not bad.
Yeah, it'll work. Okay.
Do you mind if I have a drink?
Yeah, you can have that.
We did have another question about boiler materials and the stainless steel that's used in these, and I think there's some concern that there was maybe some issue with stainless steel, which
If it exists, I haven't heard about it yet.
it's really where most manufacturers are going now with all the boilers is with stainless steel. In fact, I honestly think over time there's more concern really with copper, but
Yeah, I don't.
I don't pretend to be a chemist that way, but most manufacturers are going with the stainless steel boilers.
Yeah, sorry, but I don't
Yeah.
know. We will have a conversation with ECM though.
But thanks for the question.
Yep. Okay, we want to take a look at these other grinders over here?
Yeah. So this, before we get into grinders, one more question.
So you said, do you know if there is a PID option for the CASA 5?
For the CASA 5,
There is not at this time.
there is not, but it is something that, and we talk to ECM all the time. In fact, we were just at the SCA show with them in Seattle, and we do recommend things and ask for things, and that was one thing that we inquired about. But you know, if you're looking for a single boiler with PID presently, then that's the ECM Classica, really. So I think, you know, when they have the CASA 5 without the PID, and then they have the Classica with the PID, maybe to make a machine in between there, I don't know. So the response was kind of, we'll think about doing that. So, but good question, thank you.
Thank you. Good. This one came out a little better.
Oh, of course, we didn't have the camera. You just pulled that one from back, you don't,
Yeah.
yeah, no, just kidding.
So good. I'm sorry, but I have to. I hope you guys have good coffee while we're doing this. It's because it's National Coffee Day.
Yeah, so,
Kind of feels like National Coffee Machine Day, to me at least. Okay, so we got two other grinders over, ECM grinders. I don't actually, be honest with you, remember the exact name of the model, but it's this is their manual version, and I believe we just got these in. And so this basically just,
open the hood.
okay, as long as we're talking about it, there's a little door there. I had that closed, so just that opens, drops the beans in. So this is strictly a manual grinder, which actually I do like. I like manual grinders. This one over here works just like this, the V Titan 64, where you can program it. Well, I'll show you. T1 is your single shot button, 5.3 seconds. Push the down arrow, down button. Hang on. Push both, then the down, then the up, and the 6.2 seconds for the double shot right now. And we're just going to show you. So here's your single shot. We got a coffee. Nope, I got another door closed. We'll try again. So that's your single. A waste of perfectly good coffee. And there's your double.
So to get the double, you're just pushing twice.
Yep, it's push twice.
And if you push and hold, I believe, you get manual.
That'll be manual.
So you
And
do
these have
that.
the same adjustment, the worm gear drive adjustment, which is awesome. You can see how you can just turn it just little bits.
And these are both 64 millimeter flat burrs as well. Oh, and then we have another one. This is a prototype, right? So this is an early reveal.
This is the sneak peek. We just got this in. It's going to be the lowest price grinder. It's a direct drive motor, and I don't have all the details other than it'll be manual, like this one here. And when you want to change the grind setting, you push this down here, and then you can make your adjustments.
So no worm gear on that one.
Yeah, we did try it out though, and it's very quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And we have some of the other accessories over here. I want to do some more shots, but some other accessories. So we have a pressurized filter for pod brewing.
For pods, and I tried it once, it didn't work so well, so I have to try it again. I apologize. I got to be honest. So,
But
we'll
it has
dig
an
in.
adjustable pressure spring in here, so you can adjust the kind of the restriction.
Restriction. Okay.
Then we have the knock drawer or tool drawer.
my tools in it.
With Todd's tools in it.
Mobile toolbox.
You see, this white stuff, this is just the protective film that it would ship with. We didn't take that off, but the whole thing would look more like this.
Yeah. And we have two types of tampers, the convex and the flat, all 58 millimeter ECM tampers.
And they have the etched logos on them.
Where's their name? They got their name on there? Oh, there it is.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Branding. Nice.
More branding.
They're nice
Everything
tampers, though. I
branding.
do like them.
Um,
And there's some other goodies back here. Some grinder cleaner. Put some grinder to clean out the burrs. I have not, to be honest with you, used that one yet.
no,
It should work good though. And here's some cleaner for doing back flushing.
back flushing.
And if you need a water filter for
So this is a softener
softener.
for a reservoir-fed machine, right?
Yeah, but they got let's ignore this one for now because I'm not sure exactly how this hooked up. I just
Okay.
pulled this off the shelf.
Okay.
So I'm not an expert, so this is going away.
Okay. And then some of the, I just want to mention real quick and plug some of the, we're going to be carrying, been working with some folks in Australia to Coffee Mio. They've been roasting coffee in Australia for 50 years. And we're working with them. We're going to get some and you know, the espresso culture in Australia, I think, is a little more developed than it is in the U.S., although we're catching up, I think, very quickly.
It depends where you are in the U.S., but yeah.
Yeah, it depends where you are. But they do some really nice coffees. They have an espresso blend, a sustainable blend. We like their coffee, and we're working, so they're going to air ship it to us, and we're going to get it, so it's going to be pretty darn fresh.
They're going to, yeah. We're working with a guy named Edmund and his daughter Sabrina over there, and they're going to roast it fresh, stick it on a plane, and send it right over here.
But we'll have more on that. That's just
Yeah,
a little tease,
that's
but this is
coming down
some
the
cool
road.
stuff.
We'll let you know when it's here. No, you can't order yet. It's not even on the website.
Yeah, but so what? Can we pull a shot over here again and maybe see you know, on the heat exchange machine and
Sure, do whatever you'd like to do.
yeah,
Which one's on? Ah, that one.
yep. That's how you tell. Oh, and you have an ECM. They also have the bottomless.
The bottomless
portafilters.
portafilter.
So we'll do a bottomless.
Yeah.
Can you go for it?
Let's do a bottomless over here first.
On the Synchronic.
On the Syncronica. Let's see if we can get a pretty one, because I don't know about you guys, but I love the look of it.
Yeah.
And we'll get to test Sarah's filming skills, along with my barista skills. I'll try and tamp level, but
That tamp station is really nice. I love the way that holds. So
yep,
nice and solid. Oh, and we could use this, right?
yep.
So they even have the logo
ECM
shot
cup.
glasses.
Okay, so we're gonna try and film right up, and hope we get a good one. You ready?
Ready.
No
No pressure.
pressure.
A little fast. That's too bad. Little channeling.
So a little fast, so would you maybe adjust your grind a little bit or up the dose of
Yeah.
hair? Or?
Definitely. I go a little finer and dose up just a touch.
Yeah, it is a little fast. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys saw the shot timer in the background
Yeah,
there.
19 seconds. So, oh well. But anyways, it'd still be pretty good. So over here we got the, you want to pull a shot on this one?
Yeah.
This is the Technica 4 Profi rotary pump.
Yep. Oh, and I stole your portafilter, huh?
Let's get some more coffee in here. Any more questions coming in, or is that about it?
It does do a nice job, the grinder here, of dosing right into the. I like the dosing cones. Gets you right into the center of your portafilter.
You hand me an ECM tamper.
Would you prefer the flat or the
I like
pound?
flat.
You like flat?
I'm hoping I have the grinder. Might be a little too coarse here. She was good earlier in the day. I guess we should do a video on dialing in your grinders. But anyways, so I'm starting to think that pretty much covers everything here.
Yeah. I guess. Is there anything we want to? Do we want to pull one over here on the Casa 5?
Okay,
Okay. I talked you into it.
yeah. Set this a little bit finer. Clear that coffee out.
Oh, of course. You've had the steam on the whole time.
Oh, okay, well,
So we won't do that
It won't
because we
bother with
have to
that.
cool down the boiler, and that'll take a few minutes. And that's one of the things about working with a single boiler machine is, there is a little delay in between brewing, steaming, and back the other way with having to cool that boiler down, which basically just means refilling the boiler with water after you've used it to make steam.
Yep. Okay. I feel like we're pretty much covered everything.
We've got some questions now.
Fire away.
We got questions.
Our first question is, what is the best one of these machines for newbies?
The best for newbies.
Best machine?
Yeah. I mean, I would start.
That's
well,
a really
the best
good, that's
machine,
a really good
I
question.
mean, you got to go Synchronic, you
No,
know.
it's a loaded question.
It is.
It really is, because it depends on what you want to do.
Right.
I mean, starting off with a lower end machine, if it's not going to do what you want it to do, yeah, you learn how to use it, but you can just as easily learn how to use on a machine as it's going to perform the way you want it to. So if you're going to be entertaining, get it at least a heat exchanger machine so you can brew and steam at the same time.
Yeah, if you end up using it a lot, especially if you're going to be doing milk drinks, I mean, you really might want to consider going right to a heat exchange machine if you are going to be doing lots of lattes or cappuccinos or flat whites or those kinds of drinks. If you're strictly maybe doing espresso and a milk drink isn't your thing, then you'll do fine with a single boiler machine. You won't have the super fine temperature control that some people are looking for. You won't have the super quiet operation that you get with some of the nicer machines.
But you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a good coffee.
No, you don't.
It really is the key thing. But if you do want to get a quality espresso, and that's what your goal is, you got to get a grinder, and you got to get a machine with a commercial style portafilter, and good coffee. It's got to be pretty fresh. Store it well, and then just learn the basics, what we call the golden rule, how to time your shots, and then you can get into this whole culture and enjoy it.
And really, I mean, so it's often said that the first consideration is the coffee, then it's the grind, then it's the machine or the skill of the barista, right? I mean, or the skill of the person using it. Because you can certainly go out and start with a much cheaper machine and pre-ground coffee, but the quality isn't going to be there.
Or you could get like a Gaja Classic.
Yeah.
If you just want really good, pretty good espresso, you get a Gaja Classic and a lower end burr grinder, and that'll do the trick.
And also,
that'll give you a good espresso.
Yeah, something like the Classic, you can start with a pre-ground coffee because it comes equipped to do that.
Yeah, it has a pressurized filter basket with that. It won't give you the same commercial quality espresso, but you'll be able to get a crema on it. It'll taste pretty good, but it won't be like if you had your own grinder and was using fresh coffee.
Yeah, because just little changes in grind size make a real big difference in the quality of the espresso that you're going to get out of it. Another one? Sure.
What is the most affordable spring lever machine?
Most affordable
Spring lever. That's probably
like a Pro 800?
the Becerra.
The Strega?
Strega, I think, is less than the Pro 800. And I talked to the guys at Becerra. It's not Becerra, it's Becerra.
Becerra?
Just so you know. That's what Luca was telling me.
We Americanize everything, right? So, yeah.
Yep.
But so the Strega is, although we have right now in our employee lounge, we have the Pro 800.
The Pro 800.
Which we do really, really like a lot. We have used the Strega. We've got a video up on both of those machines if you wanted to compare, kind of see what each of those is like. In fact, I've done quite a bit with the Pro 800.
Yeah, we like it because the way the pre-infusion works on those. That works really nice.
Gives you a nice, sweeter, maybe richer shot, depending on the coffee that you're using.
Yeah, wish I had one I could just pick up and bring in now. But
yeah. Of course, they weigh an awful lot.
Yeah,
The groups
heavy.
on those alone run, 20-something pounds, I think? They're heavy, heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, we got another question?
Yes.
Okay.
What is the best machine of those?
Oh, that's easy, right?
Well,
It depends what you want to use it for.
the word best for me is always hard, but
Yeah.
the nicest machine, without question, is the Synchronic, the dual stainless steel boilers with the PID and the options on it.
Yeah.
So.
And if you want it to be nice for you, the thing you really want to plumb it in. You really want to put a drain line on. I can't tell you how much of a difference it makes using a machine when it's plumbed in versus filling the reservoir and emptying the drip tray all the time. I mean, you're still going to want to clean out the drip tray on a regular basis, or weird things will grow in it. But
when
to
you want
have
to
a drain
use it,
itself,
when you want to use it, and the reservoir is empty, it makes you cranky.
And then
it's in the morning.
also, the bonus of plumbing a machine in is if you're into maybe doing some line pressure pre-infusion or getting
Exactly.
into higher levels here,
Yep.
where you want to use, the pressure that's in the lines of your plumbing with an E61 group
Yeah.
and a plumbed-in machine, you can get like a low-pressure 4-bar, or not 4-bar, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so what this means basically is you can raise this, one of the levers on these machines, and you can get water out before the pump
Yeah.
gets engaged.
Yeah.
And if you hooked up to water line, you'd have that line pressure pre-soaking the coffee and start basically cooking it ahead of time before you put full pressure onto it.
Expanding it,
Mm-hmm.
it helps to draw more flavor out of the coffee, also helps to prevent some channeling maybe as the
Yep.
coffee expands.
Okay, guess we got another one.
More questions?
There are like 4 lined up.
Okay.
All of a
Four.
sudden.
Okay. I guess this is the Q&A portion of the
Yes.
presentation. So,
Sorry.
no problem.
Someone asked what the step up from the Casa 5 was.
Oh, the Classica PID.
Classica PID, yeah. So this machine right here,
Yeah, stainless steel boiler, thermal siphon system, E61 brew group.
yeah,
Beautiful machine. I don't know what else to say.
yeah,
Unless you ask me, then I'll tell you.
yep. So that's kind of a step up from the cost. I mean, we've kind of gone in line here and, maybe
Yeah.
price or
You
capabilities.
know, one thing we didn't really mention, there's a technical line and the mechanical line, which you may see on the website. So we didn't really cover that here.
Yeah.
The technical line is one that has this housing here. Take a look at this one here.
Yeah,
Nice
you really
and-
see the edges of this, because I'm just always amazed at the fine workmanship that goes into how, these are nice and rounded. You don't see any, machine marks at all. And there's a lot of extra effort that goes into these rounded corners as opposed to a machine that has like a straight, solid
Yeah.
edge or just a wrapped over edge.
Which is the Technica.
Which is
Or
the
the
tech-
Mechanica, excuse me.
Mechanica.
So here's basically the Mechanica housing. I grabbed it off that machine there so I can show you
Okay.
the inside. So it's just one solid piece all the way around. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's just, you can see the difference in the look.
Right. It's just a look thing. I mean, the Mechanicas, the Technica, neither's more capable necessarily than the
Yeah.
other.
No,
Right.
same size boilers. One has stainless steel, one may have copper. There's some
Right.
fine details on that. But,
It's just if presentation is,
Mm-hmm.
important, if the look and the quality of the machine sitting on your counter, if you want something that, has
Yeah.
just a little bit more refinement to it.
yep. And the Technica has these type of style of steam valves,
Yep.
the joysticks.
The joysticks, yes. All sprung.
Okay?
What is the difference between lever machines and semi-automatic machines?
Lever. What's the difference
So-
between lever and semi-automatic machines is the question. I guess the lever, it depends. Some people may call these levers, I don't know if we can get a detail. If we're talking about the E61, it's a semi-automatic machine, really.
Yeah.
You used to have this thing, well, super auto, grinds, tamps, and brews by yourself. You put the beans in, it's got a grinder. Fully automatic is the one where you can program how much coffee you brew, like the Electronica. So you can push a button and it's programmed. Semi-automatic is where you control the amount of coffee yourself.
All right. But if they're talking, maybe they're talking about spring levers like a Bizarra Strega or the
Pro
Profit
8.
Pro 800,
Then
where
that's
those
just-
are, you crank down the big lever and you don't want to put your chin above it in case it slips
Yeah.
out of your hand because they pop right back up and
Yeah.
can take out some
Yeah.
teeth. But those are ones we talked a little bit earlier about, with the levers, you get a different sort of pre-infusion and a kind of a ramp up in
Right.
brew pressure and then ramp down. And
Yep, I don't know if I'd call it a semi-automatic machine. I would just call it a lever machine.
Yeah,
But it's
just
like a
a-
semi-automatic
or
because you're doing it yourself. It's
manual
not
lever.
programmed. Yeah,
Yeah.
manual lever. There you go.
yeah.
Anything else, ladies? Okay.
3 more questions.
Well, let's take some more
What
questions.
you got?
These aren't really related to the ECM line specifically.
It's okay.
One is, do you find a significant difference of taste between conical and flat burrs?
That's a really good question. So the question was, do you find a significant difference in taste between conical and flat burrs? So the vast majority of grinders that we sell are flat burrs, correct?
Correct. Except for the
What's-
the Brasses and maybe a couple. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
which is interesting when you get down into some of the lower price grinders, you find more conical burrs or cone burrs. And there may be a distinction between a conical burr and a cone burr, but we're splitting hairs a little bit here.
Sounds like we might not have a good answer for you.
So we may not have a good answer, and I know it's kind of it's one of those debates in the espresso community sometimes at very high levels, like, you know, should I be using a conical burr or a flat burr? And I can honestly say, I mean, I've had shots from both. It's so hard sometimes to quantify. So even if I had two grinders, you know, a conical burr and a flat burr grinder right next to each other, the exact same machine, used the same dose, made sure I was doing the same temperature.
Well, it sounds like something we got to do.
It sounds like something, but right, it's so hard to quantify at some point because you could sit down 10 people and do, you know, a shot from each in front of those 10 people, and you're probably going to get split opinions on that. So I think it's very difficult to tell. I do know, and you know, like higher end commercial conical burr grinders, they tend to grind faster.
Well, they got really low RPM, so
and-
there's less heat
yeah.
applied to the coffee. So for commercial application, it's a fantastic thing.
I think for the vast majority of home users, there's very little difference between that. I will probably get some differing opinions on that, but
Yeah,
like
actually,
everything in espresso,
yeah,
there are
so there's going to be
lots
some
and
really
lots of opinions.
high-end users out there that have probably studied this. Go ahead and put some notes up there. Tell us
Yeah,
what you think.
we'd like to hear
We'd like to
your
hear. Put that on our
opinions.
on our
Yep.
YouTube page. Good comments.
Yep.
Anything else, ladies?
What grinder would be best for pour over or French press?
Ooh, that's a good one for Mark. What would be the best grinder for pour over or French press? And Mark has tested the heck out of these things. If you want to hear anything about grinders?
Well, these are typically what we're showing here. The ECMs are, you know, kind of espresso specialists. They can certainly go. They can certainly do pour over and press without issue. In my opinion, are they maybe a little bit of overkill for that? Yeah, maybe. But these are, you know, these are grinders that are going to go forever. I mean, recently, if you check out our channel, we took a look at like the Baratza Sette 30, the grind straight through grinder, which is a lower cost grinder, grinds really, really quick, and they have a what they call a BG burr. We just did a video on that, available for that. That's probably going to produce a few less fines when you're doing that kind of grinding. So we do like that. But understand that those types of grinders, so when you see this type of a grinder or these guys over here, these are going to go for literally decades. When you get into more, I have a Sette 30 right over here if you want to grab it. When you look at those grinders, they're fine. They're not meant for commercial applications. They're meant for home use. You know, you don't want to be grinding, you know, every 10 minutes on these things. In fact, like a Sette, Todd's bringing one over.
Just so happens we had one lying around.
These are very nice because they are super low retention grinders. And we can plug it in and grind with it if we want. Super low retention grinders. But, you know, if these are hand manufactured, the higher end grinders are manufactured by hand. They're going to last for decades. They're machines, and a grinder like this is maybe better considered an appliance. Like the duty cycle, I know Baratza rates these at a 10% duty cycle, which means when you grind for 10 seconds, you need to rest it for 100 seconds. So grind for 10, you shouldn't grind again for about a minute and a half on here, or grind for 30 seconds, you shouldn't grind for whatever, 300 seconds.
Just give me a quick demo. Just, I mean, real quick. Just
Yeah,
push the button. Let's see what it does.
So I'll set a kind of a medium grind here.
Got open.
Again with the closed hoppers. So this does a beautiful, nice grind. That was just at a medium setting there, and I believe this is actually the stock AP burr that's in here. Yeah. One nice thing with these grinders, and Todd, you know what, just let me just grind out what's in here. So I'm just stopping that to show you how easy it is. So these are grind straight through. The reason I close the hopper is because if I didn't, all the beans will fall right out. So there's a cone burr in that grinder. But you notice, like in here, you know, these parts, this is a plastic part. You don't find that in grinders like this. There's, you know, no plastic in there at all. But this, if you're, you know, maybe just doing for drip, or, you know, these even can go for espresso. They're not going to produce the same grind quality as the other ones, but they will do just fine for a lot of cases.
Gotcha. And just one last one to look at real quick.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to save electricity and work on your arm strength, the rock grinder works really nice for French press and pour over.
Yes, and this is like one of my favorite. I don't know if, you know, for people who've used, say, maybe a like a Hario grinder for that. Boy, I love this thing
You
because
can weigh the amount of coffee you're putting in. Oh, I'm putting that much in. And then you just got everything in the way here.
kind of in the way. But what's really nice about these is that the long crank. Because if you've used like a Hario, you know that you're having to kind of hold the receptacle, and you got this short little crank.
Okay, so
This grinder also continuously variable. Harios are such a kind of pain to adjust the grind size on.
be nice now.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I'm being honest, okay? Of course, the Hario costs a lot less. But,
Yeah, but she's awesome.
Yeah. We love the rock grinder for hand grinders. Very cost effective.
How are we doing there, ladies?
There are a list of questions coming in.
We'll try and be quicker and more to the
Yeah.
point.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm responding right now saying we're finishing up within 5 minutes.
Yep.
Someone asked specifically, the ECM Casa grinder steps are so close together. How can I manage this problem for espresso brewing?
The Casa grinder?
The Casa grinder. I don't have to talk about this one. The ECM grinders, well,
They're
these are
worm
all
gear.
These are all infinite settings. You can make the
Yeah.
most minute changes possible. The new one over here, it is a step grinder, and we haven't had time to play to see if the steps are close enough together to be as adjustable as you want it.
Right.
Okay? We'll be quick.
Maybe two more?
What is the reason for using a bottomless filter versus regular?
What is the reason for using a bottomless filter regular? Well, because it looks awesome, right?
it is
when you
fun.
get a really good shot. But it also really can, it can be a training aid too, because it can really help you appraise your shot for channeling. Because as you see the coffee come out of the bottomless portafilter, if it's spurting, because you may see spurts, and that means you got a channel going through the
Or if you have
bucket
areas
coffee.
where you see coffee's not coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, if you don't have the coffee hitting the bottom of the portafilter and the crema sticking to that, it's straight through, there's nothing in the way.
Yeah.
Or if you haven't cleaned your portafilter and that's really bad, so.
Yeah, but it's a nice. So bottom line, looks really cool.
Yeah, and it's functional.
And it could be a training aid to help you appraise the quality of your distribution and tamping, perhaps.
Yes.
So one last question.
I'm a student and naturally drink a lot of coffee. What would be an entry-level espresso machine and grinder that would be affordable for a student?
So
Read the question back.
So the question was, I'm a student and I drink a lot of coffee. What is a affordable entry-level machine and grinder? So we have some packages. I mean, if you're a student and you don't want to be, if you're in like a dorm or something, you don't want to be waking somebody up. The rock grinder would work
that would
well
work.
for that. If you're going to go pressurized and you want like really low cost and you're not,
They're getting a grinder.
huh?
They're getting a grinder, so.
They're getting a grinder,
So if you get a grinder, get a classic.
so
Gaja Classic. There's nothing else to look at.
get a Gaja Classic.
One guy's opinion, but
Yeah.
58
I think
millimeter diameter portafilter, full commercial brew group on it, 3-way
Yeah.
solenoid valve.
As long as
good
you're in North
temperature
America.
control, steams real well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a classic is, and like Consumers Digest, Best Buy. I mean, it's a really good size. It's been around for a very long time. It's built like a machine. It's not an appliance like
It's
you'll
stainless
find
steel.
like on some of the more plasticky, really.
So it has
lower
accolades
cost.
other than me.
Yeah.
So.
But a
And
grinder to go along with
Grinder's the
that.
hard part, What do you think? Because you've used a lot of these lower end grinders. What will grind fine enough for a commercial portafilter? Which of Brach's will do that?
The smart grinders, the Breville Smart Grinder Pros.
Okay.
The Sete 30 can grind fine enough for espresso.
Ooh.
And then, we've also got like the
Okay.
Gaja MDF, which is,
Okay.
that thing's compared to like maybe some of the other ones, this has just got like the high-end motor in it, right?
Yeah, but
and it's just not going to stop.
Yeah, this is a really cool grinder in some ways, and it's not great in others. It's good. It's got a high-speed motor, but a gear reduction system, so that the birds that grind the coffee are very slow, slower than all these other ones. So that's really nice. And it's adjustable here. You can get all the way down to
You're saying you get pretty close to Turkish.
Turkish. You can get
right?
super fine on this when you adjust it. And
Because
then,
that gear reduction, it can actually handle grinding that fine.
correct. And then when you, excuse me, and you put your portafilter and you dispense the coffee. Now it can move a little bit on your counter, but if you hold it like this and do it, and you grind it while you're going, it works pretty good for that.
Yeah.
So this real nice grinder, good quality grind. And then you say the Breville Smart Grinder, you said?
Yeah, Smart Grinder Pros, but again, they don't have the same type of motor in those, or probably as nice a burr.
Right.
But they are cost effective. Again, just for a single person using it, that might be an option.
Is there a Baratza grinder that you would recommend for this?
I don't know, is it Virtuoso really?
I don't know.
I mean, for Baratza, I'd go right now, I'd go with a Sette 30.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Okay, so guys, I really appreciate your questions. If you have more, leave them. We will answer them.
Yep.
We get to all of them.
And let us know what you think about this format. We're interested to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said they love it.
Okay.
good.
Well, we're hopefully going to do more of it and get a little bit more technical. Maybe go
Yeah.
multi-camera with it.
And Coffee Mio is coming.
Coffee Mio is coming. That's our cool Australian coffee. We really appreciate you guys watching National Coffee Day. And if you want to we have literally more than 1,000 videos on pretty much everything coffee and espresso. So check those out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so you'll know about this. And we'll say goodbye. All right. Thanks,
Ciao.
guys.